Hey there, Paul. I'm Elliot Roberts. I'll be critiquing your awesome 11-second club animation. A little bit about myself. I have been teaching an animation mentor for about 9 years. I've been animating for 13 or 14. I haven't done the math yet, but starting at feature animation in places like Blue Sky, Pixar, going to visual effects, worked at Tippett, and um, worked in video games at Double Fine Productions, and lately, the latest thing is working at ILM on Star Wars Episode 7. Um, so, yeah, that's a little bit about me, and yeah, let's get into your animation here. I'll watch it. I've been watching it, but I'll just play it through.
See if you'll come save me. Wilford the Merciful. Call him.
So it's great. I mean, you did a really good job on this. I really love the line. I had to look it up. It's from a movie that it's on my list, Snowpiercer, that I really want to see. I'm actually glad I haven't seen it. It's not a line that I'm familiar with, so it's good to have a fresh perspective on it and understand it. Just kind of like without getting the actors' images in my head. So it's really cool to see your take on it, and I really love the the compositions on these shots. I love this one especially, how you have your character coming in and that rack focus where you have this menacing judge, and I think you just really played it well in terms of like getting just a nice feel of just kind of like this imposition, or like this overbearing just feel on this poor character over here. Like you're really it just feels like these other two characters are that's a really good courtroom setting style thing to have that. So I think you pulled that off really well, and I love that. And your animation overall is really good. You have really nice poses, really good facial animation, and really good timing, and just everything is working really well in terms of that. So just go through a few of these and have some notes in just like every little part, but overall I think they're ultimately pretty small notes and things that will just the idea is just to elevate this a little bit more and kind of punch it up, but what you have at the core is very, very strong. So that's the good part of this. So first with this shot, see, with this column, with this guy calling. Good stuff. I think the main thing here, the one thing that distracts me the most is the eye direction on this character, and how like especially this eye and this eye, like it's almost cross-eyed. Like we're not really getting a clear focus for this character. And yes, I mean, like for the most part, like that sort of like erring towards eyes being a little bit closer together than far apart, like that if they go too far apart, we get that wall-eyed, and we don't see the I mean, it's a lot harder. I mean, we don't know where to look. So I guess if you have to err on one side, that it's definitely the right. But I feel like it's pushed a little bit too far, and so maybe this eye, bringing it over this right eye a little bit further over to sort of match what this eye is doing, and so it's not so pushed in with the screen there. And I'm wondering, like same thing here. It's like I'm wondering if it's on a locator and you're not moving it or anything. If that's the case, like it's okay to have the locator, but maybe override it a little bit if you can do that with the eye, and move it over just nudge it over a little bit so it's not so pushed in there. Next would be the
Colin.
Let's just look at the body of this character, and I think when you have this pose here, it's pretty good. I'm wondering if there's any way we can exaggerate it or try to really push the line of action and really understand where the weight of this character is. there's a few things, especially in the next shot where you're exaggerating the weight quite a bit, and I like that, but I feel like we can focus maybe a little bit more on getting this weight to feel more grounded on this character, and kind of going more along the lines of what the neck is doing and orienting the spine a little bit more. So what I would think is just maybe bringing just kind of pushing that line of action out like this, or where you have like a nice arc through the body, and your character is just a little bit more imposing that way, and just the whole body is supporting what the head is doing, and he's feeling column. That sort of thing could really help that shot, I think.
Colin.
Yeah, and the eye, and that's it for that one. This is great. I love this girl character that you have here is, I think everything about this is really good. The one part I would change is, again, the eye direction, like especially here, we feel like your character is looking way up here, and we want that focus to be at least over here, somewhere in this area, like maybe even bring it down to where there's I would say more lower than higher at this point, so it looks like she's really looking at his face, and she's kind of surprised, like her face is that really, there's a scared quality of in her face, which is great, and I think that should be reflective in especially what her eyes are looking. She's looking at him, and we see that, and he's trying to see that. Like I love that he's pulling her head up so he can see kind of the fear in her eyes, sort of thing. Like it's kind of maniacal, but it's pretty great. So I love that aspect of it. So yeah, just looking at that, and then yeah, like I said, she's other than that, like that, her animation is incredible. It's really, really good. So yeah, going to this entrance, like I love that you're going a little bit, you're taking some artistic license with this, and you're going a little bit way exaggerated with this entrance, how your character is coming in off screen, kind of swooping in. And at first, it felt like there was just like there was no sort of like limit to it, I guess. You know what I mean? Like there was just more. It was just like your character was just like coming in like that, and that you were just kind of maybe taking the root control and bringing it up. But then when I started to really look at it, I noticed that your character is walking in and taking some steps. And so, like, there's like a step going in, and so it's kind of that. The more I look at it, the more it feels really odd that your character would be like this and going like walking in, sort of like that, So I think that if we're gonna do this, go ahead and go all the way with it, and just make it really exaggerated. Maybe have his head come up from that, and like get a really clear arc to where your character, it's almost like it's over the top, and there's sort of like a magic quality about it. Like your character couldn't really do this in real life, but it'd be kind of like woo, like he comes in out of screen, and there's just like a really nice arc, and it's really clear, and it's less about like that walk, because I feel like that feels awkward to me. But and you can see it here in this beginning part, like you feel that timing, if we were to track the head, that timing is like this, where you can have it be really really clear and really quick, and so the audience doesn't think about that as much. It's more of like they just come in, and he makes his entrance that way. Hopefully that makes sense, where it's just like it's more about this beat here where he comes up, and you can play that as just like the head is coming in and up through here, and there's a clear arc there. And it's less about like what the legs are doing at this point. Normally I try to say like try to pose the body in a way that, always have the body posed in a way that makes sense and always, have the weight in the right place. But for this, again, like there's a lot of artistic license that you're using here, and I think that's a good thing. I think that what you have here, and especially how it helps your composition, it's really nice. So yeah, just keep it, but go ahead and go all the way with it. That's the main thing I'm trying to get across here. And then yeah, I think even that said, like maybe you could show a little bit more of the body going this way, so it's not so much like I feel like as he's basically doing this, like he's coming in and his legs are like that. Whereas we could have it to where it's more of like a clear line like that, and the body is kind of flowing this way. And if we were to like really look at the pose, like maybe one leg is like this and the other leg is like this, and he's doing more of a pose that's like it's really an extreme pose. Like maybe I can do it like that. Like he's really going in there like that, but it's less like that. That's one thing that would really help this and bring it in through very carefully like that.
See if he'll come save you. See if he'll come save you.
See if he'll come save you. See if he'll come save you. I feel like this idea, see if he'll come save you, like it's there's not a lot of motivation behind this hand pose here, I feel. I mean, it's happening at the right timing in terms of when it's coming up.
See if he'll come save you.
See if he'll come save you. But I feel like you would be more like, see if he'll come save you. Like more like this, like go ahead, see if he'll come save you. See if he'll come save you. And I like that hand pose, but the gesture that it's doing might not be the best for the point that you're trying to get across on screen. It should be more go ahead, see if he'll come save you. I dare you. See if do that. And maybe I think if you were to change the hand pose, maybe it would be more like that. Go ahead, see if he'll come save you. But let's try that first and see if he'll come save you. Go ahead, see if he'll come save you. Kind of more like a jab and less like a this.
See if he'll come save you.
Which it feels more like there's a little more indecisiveness with that gesture. There's this jab. It's more like go on, do it. That sort of thing is going to be more powerful for the audience. This pose, super good. I love this. I love the idea, again, like going back to the rack focus of, you have this character in this awesome, intimidating pose, this judge. And it works really, really well for what you're doing. I love how he leans in and, you get this really nice composition. Yes, that sort of thing. It works. It's great. Love it.
Will the merciful. Call him.
Great voice. So this shot,
Call him.
I love this last pose. I love how it ends. Everything about this last pose is really good. I just this nice little smirk and eyes and this evil look on his face, and the line of action here and the hand poses. That pose that's how we want to end the animation on that pose, and that's how you're doing it, and that's great. The beginning part, I feel, is a little bit confused because of that.
The merciful. Call him.
We have this strong pose, and we want that to be our pose in this scene, whereas before that you have this movement here, and it's just really over the top. Everything about this character, that you're presenting from the first time we see this character, we don't really feel like over the top motions go with this character. Like yeah, like he doesn't talk like that. He doesn't have that voice. He doesn't have that look. He doesn't. So This would be this should be a little bit more subdued. I feel like if you held on this pose and then ended on this pose, it would be more powerful. So what did he say here? He says,
Wilford the Merciful.
Wilford, Wilford, like you do a little pose from there, like you're like, Wilford the Merciful, yeah. Like he's gonna save you. Oh, Wilford the Merciful, and even just like a little something like Wilford the Merciful, something like that would be more powerful than like this. We're kind of losing the idea behind the pose, so or the idea behind the what your character is saying, and so if you go from that, or even this, like you can go from this to this, like he does that, like Wilford the Merciful. This is going to be good. Like that's sort of what he's saying, like, oh, Wilford the Merciful? See, call him, go ahead. I dare you. That's what I really like is like you can subtly, within 3 poses, sell this idea and not have that big action, and it would work. It would be so much more powerful in my opinion.
The Merciful. Call him.
Call him.
Call him.
I love that way it ends. So that's it. Those are the big things that I see with the animation. That the biggest thing is that if you hit those notes, I feel like it's again like you have the core, and that works really well, and everything about this, it has a lot going for it, and it's just kind of like tightening up some things here, tightening up some things over there, and just changing and really being more confident about your poses. Like that's one thing to understand is that you can hold a pose for a very long time, even while the character is talking, and it will be a very powerful thing because your pose is selling that idea, and your character doesn't have to move while they talk. They can talk, and really it reinforces that pose more than anything. So it's like just a subtle pose, and then that, and you'll be good. And I think that's the main thing that to remember when you're animating is how powerful one pose can be.
See if you'll come save me.
So that's it. Yeah, I think anything else would be I don't see anything big that's standing out other than that. So
see if you'll come save me.
Yeah, great work, Paul. And again, it's a habit. I always say, let me know if you have any questions to my students. So, but either way, really good stuff, and congratulations on this 11-second club win. You definitely earned it. It looks great. So, good luck. All right, take care.